Hey guys, Fusebox here, and we're finally into the hard mode of Doom Tower. The Grythion. The Gryphion's no joke, guys. He's for real, but he's beatable. He's beatable. Multiple options on how you want to beat him. So it's time to go ahead and do our guide. We know what to do. There will be a gear check as you climb this hard side of the Doom Tower as you get into it. So that just keep that in mind. If you just don't have what it takes, you know what to be working on. So what did I have to do? I had to increase speed on some of my key heroes. I had to make Sepulchre Sentinel go fast enough to keep block debuffs up. I have to at least outpace this guy. We can look at it real quick. How far did I take her? I know I went to at least right at 230. It looks like. I just had to up her speed by about 27, whatever that was. I believe I took Stagnite and upped his speed to keep my debuffs going down about the same speed. Now everybody else, I still have the same, but they will have to increase their speeds. I've already got some speed on these guys anyway. This will continue to climb. I will have to add speed to my gear as I go. My accuracy is not too bad of a problem. What do we want to beat? There are a couple ways to go about this, by the way. So on this guy, you don't want to take a ton of turn meter down. If you bring his turn meter down, he puts it right back on you. So the issue there is, now we're going to get into this in a minute, you can resist that. You can take his turn meter down and resist him putting that back on you. So we'll get into that kind of build in a minute. You want to beat this guy. He's going to stack. He's going to remove your buffs as his first move. Then he's going to put debuffs on him onto you as his second move. Then he takes a hit that can fear you. It's not that big of a deal, his A1. And then he just recycles. So let's get into here. I'm bringing Sepulchre Sentinel is simply here. You could bring Grizzled Jarl. You could bring anybody that can put up block debuffs. Honestly, Grizzled might be a little bit better. He's on the 3-turn cooldown, not a 4, I believe. But all the same, you also want to bring damage. You're going to want to bring some debuffs like defense down. Attack down is super, super useful. This guy hits hard. He hits hard. And he's trying to kill you. You're trying to kill him. At a certain point, he's going to win. He stacks up his speed and attack as he goes. So keeping a slow on him is great. That's why Seal of the Drakes is here. Even though she takes turn meter down on her A1 sometimes, it's worth it for the consistent healing and that slow debuff. So let's kind of get in here. And you want to bring somebody with damage. That's why an ally attack is amazing. Longbeard brings everybody in for an extra hit as we're going through it. So what I'm going to do is just get through these waves. I will make a quick note. On the second wave, I like to manual my way through it just to make sure that everything is off cooldown, ready to go for the boss. So I'll be right back after this second wave. Okay, so now we're on the boss. We'll just talk right through this. The first thing he's going to do is remove any buffs we have. Don't buff up this round. Anybody that goes before him does not want to put up buffs. Let's start debuffing now. We're hoping she's the wrong affinity. She's here for block debuffs, but we're hoping to keep attack down all the time. We also want his defense down to do more damage. So we've already started out below 50% health. You don't want to be below 50% health, but I think we can fix that. So here, now he's going to put his debuffs on us. We want to do as much damage while he's low on stacks. You see that 2 right there. That gets over 10, 15, it starts getting nasty. We're going to use our allied attack to get some extra damage in, you see, while we can. We're just going to keep doing as much damage as we can. I don't know if we're going to heal up enough. See, that stun is because we hit 0. She took his turn meter down, it took my turn meter down, put me on 0. Here's where we want to block debuffs so that all these debuffs don't come back on us. And now he should take his turn after this. We blocked all those debuffs from coming down on us. The only issue I have is I really had a rough time with Stagnite getting through that last wave. But we're hoping to get slow is still up. We're gonna keep debuffing this guy. Now he's going to remove our buffs. We don't want to buff up from this point on, we're going to take an A1, and then he's going to try to remove our buffs. So this would be a great move right now, but it's for 2 turns. Don't think I'm going to get 2 turns. I'm tough. I think I can get 2 turns. We'll try it. We want our buffs to wear off. Now, attack down is super important. We're going to keep that up as much as we can. Alright. And obviously, I'm manualing this, right? So this is another big part of beating this guy, is manualing it. So he's fixing to strip our buffs. We want as few on as possible. We're going to keep the debuffs going, though. Alright. Now he's going to try to put his debuffs on us. We want to get back around to block debuffs, so we don't have to worry about that. Allied attack is going to give us a huge boost here. He's already up to 6 stacks. We're actually kind of losing this DPS race. Let's take his attack down. Alright. We are hanging on. Boy, we are hanging on here. Alright, we're going to start putting our debuffs up. He's going to do his A1 here shortly. That's just kind of... We're at 8 stacks. It's going to start becoming a problem after 10. He also speeds up. We may get out of sync on doing our block debuffs, but we do stand a chance here. We stand a chance. And this is minimal gear requirements. I only sped up a couple of my heroes. We've got slow on, so I'm going to avoid taking this turn meter down. Just keep on going for attack down and damage. It looks like this could work out. So this is where he's going to, again, this Allied Protect might just almost get us through this. He's going to put the debuffs on us, and are we going to make it back around? Yes, we are. Okay. So getting the right speed is crucial. Crucial. And this is just one way to beat it, is making sure you have a fast block debuffs. They're going to need to be booked where their cooldown's down, and you can go right through it. It helps to bring you need to bring damage with these ingredients. Now, the only heals I had were Seal. You could have Doom Priest. Doesn't matter that she's the wrong affinity. You just don't want to put her buff up right before he removes buffs. You just got to manual right through it. Let me get on. Let's look at another way of beating. Okay, so warning, this is gear intensive. Obviously, we're talking about hard level Doom Tower, so you're gonna have to start matching speeds or resistances, whatever it is that you're calling for. But other ways to beat this guy, I actually am switching this up just a bit to show you. Where is my allure? You can go at him with turn meter control, as long as you have high enough resist. You can bring like a resist lead from a Retrodrath I talked about. So where in the world is my allure? So like you can bring allure by switching her out. Now her speed is awfully low. There are ways to remedy that as well. But by getting her around 100 and what do we got? 170 resist for now. That might have to get up to 250. Depends on what you bring to give extra resist. And I'm not building my entire team out this way either. I believe on my... So I do have 150 something on my Seal, who can also remove turn meter. When you use turn meter control, you can resist the pushback against you. That's the idea. Now I'm not going to bring 100 heroes in here. I'm not going to re-gear 100 heroes just to show it. So here is the basic idea that we already used. We're blocking all the cooldowns and everything. Now in this, you're going to bring as much resist as you can. Retrodrath will keep his attack down fairly consistently. She's the wrong affinity, but that's fine. She'll keep his attack down. She'll give us even more resist every time she heals us and puts us under a perfect veil. We're still going to want to debuff this guy. We're going to still want to do damage. Now, I also beat this already once with Yoshi, using Yoshi the same way, keeping his accuracy down, keeping my accuracy up. But we're going to want a lot of damage if we even stand a chance. And I may not get through this, but you will be able to see what it is that I'm talking about. I'd have to build the whole team this way. And right now, only these two are very high on resistance. But we're bringing turn meter control. We're hoping to actually slow this guy. And we're still going to take... Here's the thing. We're going to take debuffs if we don't get everybody's resist up higher. And that is the only issue that I actually have. Do I have any damage dealer with high resistance? Let's get this back in order. Or do I have more turn meter control anywhere? So what we might have to do is just bring damage, just raw damage. Let me check a couple resists and I'll be right back. Okay, so hot off the presses, I just gave a few more brews to Vizix the Unbowed, and I went ahead and put some gear on her. Obviously, I don't have the silver to roll all this up, but what I did is I made her fairly tanky, very accurate, and I gave her decent resist, almost 200, to be a part of this team because her A1 does have a 80% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 10% and giving that to her. I don't think we're going to be worried about we could add decreased speed if we need to, if we're missing from Seal of the Drakes. This right here, other than the ally protection, we shouldn't really need it, and that won't do us any good. She does have mastery, she has War Master, and she does not... Okay, so that's good enough. This may not work. This is completely untested, but I know that the theory works. I did it with Yoshi. That's a long, drawn-out fight, so let's try to do this a little differently. Let's add our resist or lead. Let's take Allure, Seal, and Vizix the Unbowed. So we're going in with 3 people with high resist. So if we fail here, it's going to be because either we're not doing enough damage or we're not getting our turn meter depletion as we want it. He is not built with high resist, and neither is Retrodraft, but she's bringing the extra resist that we need. So we're trying to beat that gear check yet again. All right, so what I'll do is get through this best I can, and then I'll come back at the boss, so you don't have to sit through all this. Okay, so win, lose, or draw. The idea is to watch our resisting. When we take his turn meter down, we'll push back. We're kind of a go second team. Super slow. I lost speed by adding resistance, but that's just the way it is. So hopefully we'll get some attack down. That's nice. This is where he would remove our buffs. So now we're into debuffing him. I really would have liked to have landed that slow, but watch. You see how we resisted losing turn meter? Unfortunately, we did not build resistance into our Stagnite. He is going to have a rough go at this. So we do got slowed down. That's good. This is going to increase our resistance. Now, do we have enough resistance? Let's see if we can just keep taking turn meter down as much as possible. Do we have enough resistance, and do we have enough damage to still beat the DPS war here when he tries to put these debuffs on us? We did resist. So whether I win or lose, now you see with the right gear you could easily and the right heroes easily come in here and actually resist all of the problems and keep his turn meter relatively low. Hopefully we'll still keep attack down most of the time, and Seal is a bit of a gamble on turn meter. Armiger might actually be a better option, but we're still doing pretty well here. Now we're starting to feel the pain. But see, that speed increases as that goes up, as his stacks go higher, which means even more and more difficult. We have to choose here. DPS. We better take the DPS. Yeah, we better just stay on top of this. We'll get Stagnite back here in just a second. There we go. Oh, and just mutilated. So my DPS is not going to win this race. I do believe that's our only issue is DPS. We can put this on auto. So I think you can see how well this could work out. And my goodness, with all these revives, we still almost have a shot. Seal of the Drakes might actually have. I suppose you could bring somebody that does more. Armiger might actually do better. He might actually do better here. But basically, a little more damage, and I think we had that. We had that in the bag. He's maxed out at 20 stacks now. I just can't hardly see getting through this at this point. I'm not clicking end until I find out, right? My goodness, what a tough team. The whole team's back up. The whole team's back up. This is kind of stupid, ridiculous. I love it. Sometimes, you just never know. Full auto right now. I just about given up there. We're gonna sit through this. So you're saying there's a chance? Not much of one, but we're gonna go for it. We are absolutely. Wow. Win or lose, this was ridiculous. There we go. We pulled it off. Your team could be much better than this. That was kind of fun to watch. So look, Yoshi can do things like this, increasing your accuracy so that you don't have to meet that gear check, decreasing his, and this gets harder. It's just going to get harder as we go up the Doom Tower. Yes, I get it. You can tell me if you want in the comments that it's going to get harder, and I'm going to just push my gear. That's what you do. You're going to have to increase your gear, but using these mechanics will get you through this fight. They will. This guy having high resist, I could even add into my masteries. I could add back my evil eye and actually take more turn meter control, at least for the first few rounds. More damage would be great. Maybe I could put my Septimus in some resistance damage gear and go in there and do better. There's 100 ways to do it, but you don't have to fear taking turn meter down. You just have to be prepared. So there's a couple ways to beat him. Good luck, guys. It does come down to gear. It comes down to numbers. Trying to get high speed at the same time as high resistance and accuracy, it could be tough. But that's what the game is. It's a grind, So that's the couple ways that I'm going about beating him. Again, if I didn't mention it before, Stu's great at this kind of stuff. He's like a calculator when it comes to these Doom Tower bosses. So he's got plenty to offer. I try to break it down into how I do it, and you choose who you want, because I don't know what heroes you have. I've got 3 accounts. They all have different heroes. But he has ways you can copy and paste certain heroes if you want. So definitely go check out Stu. That's it, guys. He's tough. He's worth manualing. It's tough to auto. I do think that the resistance team could be an auto team, and I'm going to work on that. I'll show it off if I get it working well on the further stages. Until next time, enjoy the grind.